It's the cold hard truth. Everyone really want to know what's going on with her show. Just get on the air and you will know it's Sandra. The queen of the mile road is here, helping people from everywhere. Get on the phone and you will hear Sandra. Now she will tell you how it goes, but don't you ever step on her toes, 'cause you will hear the cold hard truth from Sandra. They say she's the hero in town, helping people from all around. You get a call, your money is found, it's Sandra. Some will call her late at night just to say that there is a fight, and she will not just leave it alone. She'll get up and call on the phone, and when politics starts on her show, everyone really wants to know the way the things will really go with Sandra. And some will start to criticize, get on the show and tell pure lies, but someday we'll realize it's Sandra. And when they start to argue again, she'll pull the heads to the wind, and soon you will be a friend of Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone wanna hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone wanna hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone got to hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone got to hear from Sandra.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful folks. How is everybody doing this Wednesday morning? I was just about to say I think I'm going to have some technical issues today. Ay. Did some changing up in the studio, got a new hub, USB, and it's kind of temperamental. So this is sometimes what happens when you change out the old for the new. The old was working just fine, but I wanted some additional features, and so decided to do something different, and hopefully it works. We'll see. I'll keep y'all updated, obviously. But yes, we're gonna keep an eye on that. Happy Wednesday. Today is Hump Day Wednesday. You guys doing good? Another beautiful day in paradise right here in the Cayman Islands. Yay. So I'm going to check my camera here in a second, because that means that we did all kind of adjustments, including the camera. Had a good birthday yesterday. Thank you so much for the lovely gifts and lunch with some good people. We had, I was in the kitchen doing some baking last night, but had a little request for my custard dessert. So I was up until midnight baking that on my birthday. Go figure. But it's all good. It's all good. I'm happy that people enjoy my dessert so much that they requested. Isn't that nice? So, yep, good to go. Couple aches, the knee is a little bit achy still. I think I got to work it out, so I want to start back. It's been a year now that I had my meniscus tear surgery, and then they found some cartilage damage. So we got to start doing stuff to really try to strengthen and build that knee, which means quads, stabilization work, and of course, stretching is really important. Like I feel differently when I'm not stretching it out. You know what I mean? So yes, I've got to work on getting more limba, especially my calf muscles, because they have an impact on the ankle, the knee, everything. Everything is interconnected. So I'm still unpacking for my trip. This time was a little bit late, folks. I got some food poisoning when I was away. And so I've just been moving a little bit slower around the house because I'm one of those people, like the second I come home, I start unpacking. Like that night, I'm pretty much everything's at the suitcases. And then it's just a question of allocation in terms of where it goes from there. But yeah, it's it's been a little bit slower this time. So I'm still rearranging stuff, but I've cleared off my desk. I said last night, we didn't have time for dinner because, like I said, school started today. So Gigi had to be in bed for 8 o'clock. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And so she could get a full night's sleep and be well rested to start her first day of the new school year. And so I said, hubby's like, oh, Gigi wants to do dinner. And I said, not tonight, honey child. We'll have to go another night, maybe this weekend. So I then said to him, but you know what you could do for me? I'm moving some stuff around on the desk and I'm putting a printer behind me, my other scanner. Like I just wanted to clear off my desk. Like I feel like it's just too cluttered. So I wanted to clear it off. And I said, I need a monitor adjustment. I need you to sort out my new hub for me, run the wires back to the computer because it's not that close. And so he was on his knees last night for me, doing all of those things. Oh, honey child. Look, Okay, so we need to adjust this camera, obviously. Give me 1 second. Let me make some adjustments. I also needed to adjust the, give me 1 second here. This is what I'm going to do. I also needed to, that's fine, just ignore that message. I also needed to adjust my monitor height because I noticed that it's a little bit low for where I wanted it to be. So it's better, but still might need a little bit of tweaking. Anywho, so that's what I was doing last night, trying to make my workspace a little bit better. Scammers, and more scammers everywhere. Scammer galore. So a few people reached out to me yesterday in relation to the jet ski guy. And again, the TikToker guy, he's claiming that's not the case. That means that he don't know what he's talking about because there is no other case. Nobody died in a jet ski this weekend. We are not that disconnected for what happens in Cayman that if that actually happened, here we are on Wednesday, and not a single person can tell me who supposedly died. It just shows you how disgusting these people are looking for attention. And honestly, they need to do better. Y'all need to stop the nonsense. But, it got me to thinking, and a few people reached out and they said, Sandy, you were happy to let sleeping dogs lie. And then this idiot obviously wasn't. And as a result of that, now people are talking about it again. He does have family, but there's a couple things I do want to say because I think it's important for clarification. His mother is posting on social media that she wants to know what happened. She doesn't know. Well, my sources are telling me she's not being honest because she has received everything, including the full report, the full pathologist report, everything. She has everything. So they're like, they don't know what she's talking about. So even her getting in the comment section, and I don't know if these people are trying to do like a money grab situation. Like, I don't know what this is about, because why would you lie about something like that? I can't help but wonder, you know, if you've been kept in the loop and you well know what killed your son, why are you playing the victim? And even telling people, oh, just tell him he had a stroke. So y'all lying from the word jump. And I do not like liars. Hello. If there's one thing we know about Auntie Sandy, she don't like liars in no shape or form. So why is this woman lying about her own son's cause of death? And then getting on listen, I suppose on the one hand, maybe I could understand if you're like amongst your friends because you don't want them to know all the gory details. But then why on earth are you getting on public platforms and being dishonest about it? Yeah? I don't like that. I don't like that. I do not like that. That does not sit well with me. And in the process, I mean, there's one person on there commenting that only God knows what they were saying. Some of y'all can't form a coherent sentence, and this person was writing a lot, and I tell you, I read a few of their messages and it made my brain hurt. I don't even know what they're talking about. Like, it literally made my brain hurt trying to read it. And I'm not being facetious. I know some of y'all are like, y'all know Auntie, she be so rude sometimes. Yes, sometimes I am rude because y'all need it. And sometimes I can be a real smart aleck. I'll take it. But I'm telling you, in this instance, that isn't the case. I just don't know what this person is talking about. I read it and I'm like, I think I just lost another brain cell. That's how it writes, or reads rather. It writes horribly. I don't know what this person is talking about. I'm going to give you one example because I know y'all don't believe me. Y'all are like, girl, you tripping. I am not. This is just like, some of y'all need to get your fingers off the damn keyboard. Stop pretending like you know how to type and how to form a sentence, because you need to go back to the 4th grade. My daughter could write a better sentence, and I'm always on her about her writing. It's like, Jesus, come. If you're not busy saving somebody's life, come over here and look at the comment section, because we need an interpreter with divine intervention. 51 comments. And this person kept, by the way, she kept going on and on and on and on and on and on and commenting. Nobody knows what she's talking about. I legitimately do not know. Now, it kind of takes a lot to confuse me, because most days I'm I know what's going on. And when y'all start to confuse me, it's kind of like, irks. What they say, irks? What the heck? No, sir. They confuse themselves. Let us read a few of these, because scammers come in all shapes, forms, and sort of sizes, you know what I mean? So of course I'm suspicious of these people. I'm suspicious about why you lying about you don't know how your son died. And no one has told you anything. Oops, my apologies. Dropping my phone. I don't something not right. Something ain't right. Something not adding up. Give me a second here. Trying to get I don't know what's going on with what's up this morning, but it's kind of mind of its own on the computer. It's kind of stuck. It says page unresponsive. And in the meantime, this morning I was fielding a complaint against someone from overseas about someone working illegally that they know in the Cayman Islands, don't have a work permit, but out here working for companies, y'all can get yourselves in some serious trouble, because every time I get a complaint, I tell you what, I'm reporting it to WRC. We need to get you illegal workers. And then she's telling me the scam that they're working. We're going to talk about that in a second. So today's theme is scammers galore, because we sure enough got enough of them. All right. So on the screen, I have it here. Let me just send out the link. I have to do it from my phone because the computer WhatsApp is being temperamental. Let's see what I can do here this morning to get that going. It's all up in its feelings and not working. All right, so here we go. Morning, Miss Ann. Morning, Miss Carol. Good morning to everybody. So it's this Kadi account, this person here, claimed that they studied at the University of Technology in Jamaica. Well, I know that's a damn lie. That's the biggest scam yet. There is no way on God's good green earth that you ever studied at any technology school and typing this kind of nonsense. Oh no, honey child. Could never be. That's a sad indictment on that school if that's true. Damn. So she says on the next thing, what happened to that court case? Don't know what court case she's talking about. No clue. It's like she doesn't even know to comment on a thread and have it make sense. Right? So she may be talking about the fact that we said, there'll be a coroner's inquest. It hasn't happened yet. Coroner's court doesn't happen every single day, not at this point in Cayman anyway. And so it'll happen when they put it on the schedule. And I don't know how many, sometimes cases take years to get before coroner's court. It just depends. Now, the truth of the matter is, this is a very open and shut case. There was nobody else in the water with him. So this claim that there was some Caymanian who ran him over is a bold-faced lie. Thank God for footage. Because my understanding is some of those multi-million-dollar condos on West Bay had really good cameras pointing right at the water, and they caught everything. They caught the entire drowning. They know what happened to this man. This is no Nancy. What a little Nancy. What her name is again? Nancy Drew. This is no Nancy Drew mystery case. Nancy Drew and the missing jet ski in the Cayman Islands case, 2026 edition. No, that's not what this is. This is very, very straightforward. I don't know what do these people. They just love drama, confusion, and misinformation. Now, they're entitled to it, except once they start calling up CMR name. Then we got a problem. And this is the problem now. Stop calling up our name and stuff. Because we not into the mix up with you. None at all. We gonna set the record straight. And sometimes when we have to set the record straight, y'all not gonna like it. And at that point, we no longer care. We were willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But stop lying on us. So Katie, I don't know who she's supposed to be. But let us listen to this. No one is accusing Cayman Mall Road. Don't even know the name of the page she's commenting on. We're accusing you, Big Mouth, for not saying certain stuff that you know. It's a big cover-up because someone can't die falling off their ski bike. Hear the stupidity. And that just hit. Nothing comes out of it. Never going to forgive that ish. Never. It's rather you say it was an accident by such, and such. But no name, no one take responsibility, and everyone knows what happened. Hear the stupidity. With that life jacket, life vest, how can someone just die off their ski bike? What the hell is a ski bike? Even without the this, people can swim. He was a mechanic. He knows his thing for years. He's been doing it. But some naughty person, that Santa Claus, did not give any gift those shoes to us cover up that for 2 months ago? Why do you think people are upset between people are dumb or want to feed off peen like you? It's about a truth. And Fox, as you said, there's no evidence surrounding the death caused by the ski bike or the water. Was it going that fast to be chopping in the what the what? What the hell are these people talking about? If stupid were a person, this has got to be it. Thank you, Clinton. I gotta give Clinton comment a like. He says, how were you able to scribble all of that and still manage to say nothing logical? Oh, God. Grayson Thompson says, longest sentence I've ever seen. And once again, nothing logical. So this, I'm assuming it's a woman. I don't know if it's a man or woman, but whoever they are, they take stupidity to a new level. So they claim that they're not accusing us. We're accusing your big mouth for not saying certain stuff. Well, hopefully you got to watch the show yesterday and whatever it is you wanted me to say has been said and done with. And we can now, let the man rest in peace. There was no other jet ski out there. Nobody ran him over. Nobody killed him. It wasn't no Caymanian versus Jamaican on a jet ski. It wasn't no Jamaican versus Jamaican. It wasn't nobody. He maneuvered the jet ski in a way that threw him off. And despite the fact that y'all claiming the man could swim, because, he was a mechanic, which I don't know what the hell that has to do with swimming. But y'all claim he could swim, but the evidence shows that, don't look like he could swim. Because he was about 10 feet away from the jet ski when he got thrown off, and he could not make it back. The cameras literally caught everything. He went up and down 3 times, and the man just simply drowned. His mother would have been provided with the full support, the full evidence of what happened. So stop the nonsense. I don't know if I can torture y'all with one more of these comments. Like, I legit don't even know what this KD or KD or whatever person is talking about. Honestly. She says, how deeply personal if someone died? How is it personal? Because cover up is personal. Maybe someone does not like someone is personal. Maybe racism. Maybe I don't care. It's personal. Because that's what I see. Open someone die and it's personal. No, that is not personal. Stupid. You better think. I did not respond to the guy. Which date is personal? What the hell? Well, if his personal, it's up something that the public must not know about because it's personal, then actually you get what I'm saying. No, I don't. So even to reply is so stupid. Listen back to yourself so much that, right, I ski bike anymore, doing that I can't feel in the water. I can fall in the water and just die. What the Ross? Say what? Y'all actually take the time. Let me see who commented. Oh, y'all actually take the time to write this nonsense? Are you really, really serious? Not a bit of that makes one iota of sense. Nothing. The person, she went to supposedly a school of technology, but don't know that on the keyboard, there's one little dot on there called a full stop, a period. Try using it. It's good for you. It helps you conclude one sentence. This person does not know how to use that one dot on the keyboard. So here's another one. So you're telling me that there are no homicide reported. Then does Richie, we're not buddy. So who in the world that's a professional in what they do just drop off a ski bike while sailing and just died? Honestly, who just dropped off a seat back and just died? So the water can kill you now if you fall in it, and do what happened to that guy. So he drowned it, or he had an angel or a script, Lord, an angle or a script anywhere on his body. Was there a script around what? Around our outcut or a wound to show? I don't think shark kill him, right? Honestly speaking, lady big mouth, you all know what happened. That's why the guy's upset, but there's no understand for that cover up. Someone has been killed, but yet no, I'm outside, no evidence to show that it was a murder, but yet someone has died, fell off their ski bike into a water. Okay, cool. I don't think we're going on a ski bike anymore then, because I might fill in the water and die. What a bunch of nonsense. Damn. Lord Jesus. In this day and age, it's shocking that you guys can write like this. It's shocking that you have zero common sense. So let me break it down for you. Oh, I still haven't adjusted my camera yet. I'm so sorry. I meant to do that. Give me 1 second so I can turn my camera back on, because I know y'all love to see my facial expressions when I'm telling the truth. Okay. Let me be very, very clear on this, because y'all don't seem to get it. The water is a dangerous place. Class, can we all say it in unison? The water is a dangerous place to be. Yes? Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandy.
Hello, honey.
Oh my God, good to hear
Jeez
from you.
and peace. You can imagine.
Hey, let me tell you, I totally know where you stand, how you feel.
Jeez.
over the years that I've been following my road and reading some of the comments, I'm like to myself, I'm in the wrong business. I need to be teaching classes like written English, not so much spoken English. Lord Jesus,
You understand?
like you said, a damn question that is being asked. Put the question mark, put a comma, put a full stop, put an open quotation, put some exclamation point, something written English is so important. It's much more than spoken English. Because listen now, when you write something, people read. And even if you're dumb, and you don't want people to know you shouldn't write like that, because they're going to know damn well you're dumb. Oh my goodness. I like you said, the sentence just goes from here to northward. And
right?
it just seems to know that a red circle with a STOP means stop and stuff like that.
No,
oh my goodness, yeah.
And then even if we ignore the fact that the person don't know how to use a full stop, what they're saying just doesn't, it's like reading hieroglyphics, right? Sometimes we can interpret kind of what they're trying to say, but it doesn't make any sense. This person honestly thinks that you can. This person honestly thinks that you can get on a jet ski and fall in the water, and it has to be homicide. How the hell is falling off a jet ski homicide?
Sandy, I could understand LOL, because like we know what that means, like laugh out loud or whatever, or lots of love. But if you're gonna put come, HAIR, that's a total different hair. Come on, I mean,
it's all
I know that
confusing.
some people spell words the way they sound, but there's a lot of people
spell it phonetically.
It's a difference, and it's for me. If I don't want to look bad, I ain't not going to type anything.
Lord Jesus.
I try my best to get it right. So anyway, it's just me.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for some of these people. I need to be, like I say, I'm in the wrong business.
I agree.
I could open some classes, and I know damn well people will enroll because they need to. Have a good one, love.
Thank you, my dear.
I'll leave you there. Yeah, bye.
So, yes, honey child, this is the hot mess that I'm having to deal with on some days. Absolutely ridiculous. And honestly, I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. I'm just flabbergasted. Yep. So let me be very clear. Yes, the ocean is a dangerous place. Yes, you can go and drown in the ocean. This isn't going on here. This person is just making stuff up. My apologies. Yes. I don't know why this thing keeps turning off my camera. Folks, you can die by ocean. Okay? If you fall in the water, depending on how you fall, the impact of you hitting the water, that has the capacity to kill you, to knock you out. In this case, despite what these people claiming that the man could swim, I don't know what their version of swimming is. I don't know where they thought he was swimming, but he obviously, on this instance, was not able to help himself. He drowned. He was fighting for his life, and unfortunately, may his soul rest in peace, he didn't make it. Who is Nolan Wells? She said, is she referring to the Nolan Wells case? Because it certainly can't be the one that you talked about yesterday. Which one is Nolan Wells? Somebody died this weekend? There's another one? Because hold on, let me go look up. I don't know who Nolan Wells is. Let me see. Sometimes the names don't always make sense to me, but I don't know who Nolan Wells is either. Let me see. Was that another jet skier? Give me 1 second. Let me find my mouse here. I don't know, but the mother is actually there commenting. I don't know who's Nolan Wells. I don't see it on. Is that how the last name is spelled? I'm looking that up and I'm not seeing that name anywhere. So I don't know who that is. I legitimately do not know who she's talking about. If it's another case other than this one, but this is the only jet ski case that I know. Right? So it's wild and crazy that people don't understand that, yes, you can drown. Y'all acting like this is something unexpected. I don't like how my feed this morning is definitely looking blown out. I'm gonna have to try to fix this. Good morning, caller.
I didn't want to call in, but I felt compelled. So the Nolan Wells case is a
Which one is
young
it?
African. It's out of the U.S. It's receiving a lot of quite a lot of
but that
interest.
got nothing to
It's
do
the
with
young,
Cayman.
but yeah, but so going back to Cayman, with what happened to that young man, it is unfortunate, right? However, people need to realize, and I'm not sure if this is the same incident that you were talking about. This is the same person who was wearing a ring on his penis. I don't care how good of a swimmer you are, if you lose consciousness and fall in the water, you're unconscious.
Yeah.
Unconscious people do not swim.
But
They
based on what I've heard, okay, so whatever was going on, and like I said, when the inquest comes out, I understand that will play a part in the cause of death. But
Yes.
I don't. This is not a situation where he completely just passed and lost consciousness. He was actively fighting, hands flailing, and trying to help himself, but he couldn't.
Yes. I don't even know about all of that. I know very little about other than what's been reported in the media and the little you've said about it. But
well, I'm telling you that again, there was footage that was captured of him actually drowning, so they know what happened to him. This is not a mystery. Why do people not understand how dangerous the ocean is?
Why would you allow a person who's out there frailing to drown? I'm confused. Why would they have allowed him to drown then if they saw him out there frailing?
No, because he was out there by himself. So who allowed
But
him to
people
drown?
saw. But I'm just saying, if people saw his hand flailing,
No. Let me clarify. Afterwards, as part of the, we need to find this guy because remember he was missing for over a day, right?
Yeah, the search and recovery part.
Yes. They start to contact businesses in the area, everybody in the area from Tilly's, whatever that resort is called again, Palm Heights, all these people, because he went out from like the Palm Heights area. So they start to say, do you guys have any cameras up? Did you catch anything? And it was caught on camera that he drowned.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So it's not that people are sitting there watching him. And in fact, sadly, it looks like there was someone who went out before him that might have been in somewhat relative proximity ahead of him, but either they didn't see that he fell off and did not know he was in trouble to try and go back to him. But basically, he took a sharp turn. It threw him off of the jet ski. And I don't know if because somebody said most people will wear the wrist thing with the kill switch, but nonetheless, I don't know if he had that on or not, but the jet ski was about 10 feet away from him and he could not swim that 10 feet to get to the jet ski to save his own life. He was just trying to stay above water. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to do that.
Swimmer,
exactly.
Right? And people, my grandfather, thank God he's still with us, with our family. You know, we learned to swim on the water in the North Sound. And my grandfather always very much emphasized to us that we should have such a great respect for the ocean because
that's right.
You just don't know. It's not like, you know, it's not necessarily like the road where you can see a tree and avoid the tree. Underwater, there's so many things lurking under there. There may be a big rock that you don't see. There may be something that you don't see. We see boating accidents where people are run over, you know, and stuff. But I just want to remind people.
There seems to be some sort of an implication here that there was another jet skier that collided in him, and that person happens to be a Caymanian, and so therefore it was a murder. But none of that is factually correct. So this is what I'm saying, like, don't be trying to rage bait people with misinformation.
There's going to be, I mean, there's going to be all sorts of theories. And it sounds to be where they're trying to spin up another Cayman versus Jamaica narrative, and Caymanian killed a Jamaican, and it's all crazy, and they're, I don't know. But I also want to remind people that hitting water at a certain speed is just as bad or worse than hitting concrete. Right? I didn't make that up. You can Google it. Like I said, at a certain speed. Nobody rents a jet ski to go 2 miles an hour or even 10 miles an hour. Talk to those guys who compete with personal watercraft. Talk to Mr. I think one of the Ramjeet boys. I can't remember their name. Forgive me. Speak to him. Racing in lakes, racing in the open. And open water racing is a beast of a different kind. And when you are trying to push a ski to that limit, all sorts of things can happen. You can just be knocked unconscious just by being thrown from the ski.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And yes, you if you have on, did he have on a life vest?
Nope.
Well, those things shouldn't even be the boarding requirement. There's an age requirement to operate it by yourself, and the recommendation is that you wear a life vest. And clearly, by what it sounds like, he did not have on a kill switch. I mean, if the ski was going in circles, which is what it would do if you don't kill it. But if it was stopped, then I guess we would have to conclude that he did have on a kill switch, but just didn't have the skill, maybe, to swim back to the ski. But it is an unfortunate accident. I don't think it's the fault of any one person, but again, we implore the boating public to remember to use safety, just like you get into the aircraft and whatever, and they tell you to put on your seatbelt. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, and we gotta respect the ocean. We really do, and it can change blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know, and so, but yeah, I'll leave you there.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate it. Yeah, folks. I mean, the lesson here, I think the takeaway is that the ocean is, sorry, I'm still trying to make some adjustments to my camera here. The ocean is a very dangerous place. Don't play with Mother Nature. Don't play with the ocean. We have seen even experienced swimmers, sometimes professional swimmers, get into situations where they drown. This guy does not, y'all claim he could swim. I don't know, because I've seen this before where people will claim that somebody can swim, especially from Jamaica, and their level of swimming, most Caymanians will say that person can't really swim. They can't really help themselves. So I don't know, why his family insists that he was such a good swimmer, because clearly the evidence shows something very, very different. We got 2 callers on the line this morning. Let's start with Jonathan. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Sandra.
Not bad, dear. How are you?
I'm all right. I just holding back myself because I can't call it down body of water. What the hell it is? It's a sea. It ain't no friggin' ocean. If you want to see an ocean, you got to get in a plane and go play to Miami first. All right, I got to leave it there. Oh, the mother. This is why you got little young children walking around calling it thing Caribbean Ocean nowadays who don't know a shitting thing about a shitting thing.
Lord have
Sorry
mercy.
about the language. Sorry about the language.
All right,
Sandra,
Jonathan.
let me ask you the question, please.
Yeah.
You said that there was footage from one of these condos, or
Yes.
maybe more than one, that actually captured the incident that is under discussion, correct?
That's correct.
And is the information that is known so far that this was a jet ski wave runner rented?
I know one
Is
thing. It
that
wasn't a
correct
ski
or not?
bike. I don't know what the hell a ski bike is, but no. Go ahead.
No, that's
no.
one of the
So
that's one of the
let me
jet craft that look like a car.
let me tell you what I understand happened that day, right? Apparently he worked on occasion for this marine company. Okay.
Right. Mhm.
And they had asked him to go out and retrieve this bike. Hear me, bike now. Now she got the foolishness in my head. Retrieve the jet ski.
Right.
So from the time of the incident, when I was checking my sources, one of my sources actually told me the name of the company. I mean, everything was very, very transparent. In terms of, nope, he works for these people kind of off and on. They contacted him that day, said, go out, get this jet ski for us, pick it up. And in the process of picking it up, because if you checked, it's called Saltwater Sports Cayman. That was the company that owned the jet ski and that he actually went out there for.
Okay,
right?
so he went to go retrieve a machine that had gone down.
And,
Is that what I'm
and
understanding?
let me tell you something. From June the 8th, not that it had gone down, just to retrieve it for whatever reason, right? From June the 8th, the person said that, I said to him, this is someone in the Jamaican community, this is Jamaican, said, what are you hearing happened? I mean, he's so young. They said he was doing stunts on the jet ski, fell off, and he didn't have on his life jacket.
That's what I'm about to ask you, because if it was a rental, then it's dictated that the person has to have a PFD device on.
Yeah, so he was going out there to pick up obviously he would have had access, I'm assuming, to it, but he didn't have it on.
Okay.
So what are we gonna do?
For decades now,
his
Cayman has
family.
allowed people
Let
who
me
don't
say
deserve.
this, right?
All right, go ahead.
At the time, one of his siblings reached out to me. I think it's a brother from Jamaica. And they said, we aren't getting enough information on him since we're in Jamaica. And I said, well, we're posting what we have. And they said, thanks for posting it. I hope that culprit sees it. And so from the very beginning, I'm thinking, I actually asked the question, what culprit? What are you talking about? So it seems like they always thought that somebody killed this boy, even before any of the evidence would have been collected, before the autopsy was done. Because again, this was literally on the 8th of June. So the day after they recovered the body, they had already come to their conclusion. And then his brother says to me, he is a professional swimmer. The news about him isn't adding up. He didn't go to work that day. He went to collect his pay to give his daughter money. They were going to be meeting at 4 p.m. So, there's some kind of confusion here with what his family understands and what they were assuming from the very beginning. They seem to have had some suspicions in their head, but their suspicions are not founded in anything accurate or truthful. And there's a difference,
KD or whatever other ignorant people is on with all of this BS. Look, Cayman has had people who don't deserve to be allowed in a bathtub without a damn lifeguard getting out there in jet skis for far too long now. Okay, that's a fact of the matter, right? And if the person these folks back in Jamaica who want to blame someone, then they need to go to the company and staff and hold them liable for allowing their employee to get out there on a jet ski without a personal flotation device.
Although ultimately that would have been his decision, I guess that's true.
I'm not sure what our marine law says, but I'm pretty sure that it's illegal to be out there on a wave runner without a PFD. I can't speak to that 100%, but I believe that's what the law says.
Yeah, but he was the one who made that decision. It's
not he made that decision.
It's not like he was, as you say, a customer of the company. He rented it from someone and they didn't give him the life vest or ensure that he put it on. That's not what this was. This was him. No. Okay, I do a little side hustle for this company. I'm going to jump on their jet ski. Was supposed to bring it in or whatever. And he goes out there, does a right turn a little bit too hard with his quote unquote stunts that he was doing. And he just fell off and couldn't swim back to the jet ski. Now, like I said, professional swimmers can drown. It happens. Sometimes people get a cramp. Maybe when he fell off, like I said, there's some implication there about his, device that he might have had on, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the other thing that really complicates this case is, unfortunately for him and the family, after he was dead, a pretty sizable tiger shark, and I heard it was a big one. Some eyewitnesses claim all 18 feet. I don't know. But again,
we have an 18-footer that lives around, 18-foot tiger, big fat mama that lives around the Cayman Islands.
Well, Lord have mercy. She was snacking on him.
DOE has it tagged, man.
She was actually snacking on him afterwards. So the body was and listen, I have people levying complaints and criticism against the Coast Guard, saying that if they had gotten out there quicker, gotten to him more, which allegedly they could have, but they didn't, they might have been able to recover the full body. But the shark got to him first. And she, let me just, without being too graphic, let me just say that she did a number on the body where parts of it were gone. And once again, that happens. That is nothing that any of you should be surprised at. You're in the ocean. What do you expect?
Sandra, it's the Caribbean Sea.
Peace. The sea. So you're in the sea. These things are going to happen, right?
Yeah.
That's lunch for a shark. They're going to grab you. They're going to eat you. They're lucky they found anything at all, because need I remind you?
Prepare for the worst.
Yes, need I remind you
even then,
that
when you're on the open sea, you pay your penny and you take your chances. That's a simple fact of the matter.
Yeah, and let me remind you that we've had other Caymanians more recently who went in the water and they only part of a leg because the shark took the rest. What y'all want to do? Tell sharks not to eat something when it's in the water? Thank you. Let me get to the next caller, Jonathan.
All right, but let me broach this one with you before you push more. Sandra, this instance with a young lady got hit by a marine predator, quote and unquote.
Yeah, I can come to that next.
You can easily tell the difference between a barra bite and a shark bite.
Except if you don't know the difference. I mean, if you don't know, you
come
don't
on,
know.
we talking about DOE. I'm telling you right now what's going on is, well, I can't say that for 100%. But what I suspect, what I surmise, there has been this huge push for good reasons, to stop the decimation of shark species in Cayman Islands waters. But I'm going to say this directly to the DOE. Those who say that no shark should ever be caught are as ignorant and as ignoramus as the people on the other extreme who believe that every shark should be killed. Okay? Now, when you have a situation where you disallow any harvesting of any sharks for any reason whatsoever, and Florida is a good example of what happens with this, okay? Then you are going to have an overabundance of sharks. And as a consequence, you're going to expect more people getting tagged. So I ask the DOE, please, I know that you have the relevant information and share it. Please stop using this as some kind of public relations game. State what species it was is suspected of doing the thing. Because playing this game or playing around and we got to do an investigation. Look, a barracuda bite is completely different from a shark bite. It does not take days, weeks, months to figure it out. And just speak the truth of the matter for goddamn hell.
Leave me there.
All right.
All right. Next
Later.
caller. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Morning, Hassan.
Morning. How you doing?
Happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I just wanted to say a couple of things.
Sure.
I know nothing about the case. I didn't even hear about it until this morning because I've been in my own little world.
Okay.
But I learned how to swim when I was 2 years old. Grew up on the water, was on the swim team, professional swimmer. I wouldn't say I'm a professional swimmer as they said, but about that person. But I can swim, okay? But as the other lady that called said, I was always taught from a young age to respect the water. You don't play. I don't care how strong a swimmer you are. Anyone can drown.
Absolutely.
Anyone. The water, the sea can look flat, calm, and underneath there can be a strong current. Anything can happen. And as I listen to, the speculations or whatever, could it have been possible that he was getting attacked by a shark before he died?
No, that does not seem to be the case. Like I said, it was pretty much caught on video, and there's no indication that there was a shark in the area. There was the way in which he was acting in the water. This was just a man who was drowning. Yeah.
But I was taught from a young age that you respect the water because you don't know what can happen. And even I wonder what the law is about that. Because the reason I asked about the protective device or the life vest or whatever, right? I know if you're renting one, you have to have one on. But I wonder if it's law that whether you're renting it or not, once you're on it, you have to have one on. Because think about these jet around Cayman and all that. They wear life vests.
Yeah.
They wear life vests. And I'm pretty sure all of them can swim very well. And I remember, when I was younger and we used to go to Rum Point or whatever, every time I went on a jet ski, I had on a life vest, even though I can swim very well. So I feel like it might be the law, but I'm not sure that even if you're not renting it, like you're supposed to have one on.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. And I think, thank you so much. That's a good reminder, folks, that listen, these safety protocols are there to keep you safe. Right? So if you decide to, whether it's rent a car, rent a jet ski, you have got to know that put on your seatbelt, put on your life vest, take those necessary precautions. Don't play around with Mother Nature and make assumptions that you're going to be the lucky one.
Yeah, because like you said earlier, you could catch a crab, anything. At least you have on the life vest that if something like that happens, you can just float until the cramp goes away or you catch your breath or whatever happened, you should still wear one.
Exactly.
Fortunate what happened to the young man. Like I said, I don't know anything about the case, but if you were taught properly, you were taught to respect the water and to know that even if you're a strong swimmer, never think that you can't drown.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right.
I
I'll leave you
mean,
there.
thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now, whether or not he was a professional swimmer, I mean, I don't know anything about that. But again, it is unfortunate. And I think that the people who are stirring the pot in relation to this, including his own mother, because I mean, if the mother knows all the information and she's on social media claiming that she doesn't know, but yet telling people, oh, he had a stroke and all these other things, why the lies? Why the duplicity? And like I said, I don't appreciate that, because I think now that this is probably a situation where people believe that they're going to get a quick money payout out of this death, claiming that he was murdered. He wasn't murdered. I mean, come on now, do better. This is sad. And this so-called content creator who just wants to stir the pot between Caymanians and Jamaicans, I've never heard of him. Cracker's Entertainment, apparently. And, I got to wonder if y'all on crack with some of the stuff y'all do be saying. Okay. So we specifically asked him, he got in the comment section on Instagram and said, oh, this isn't the case. That it was something that happened last Friday. What jet ski incident? And again, I'm not going to say that I know every single time somebody fart in Cayman, but I mean, I probably get about 90% of the fart reports. Let me give you an example of how Cayman News works and how we get information. I mean, we're so good at getting information that y'all be stopping me in the streets asking me, how do you get information so quickly? I mean, the little kids don't understand, right? So they're always like, are you like everywhere? And I'm like, no, people send me information. And then I need to suss it out to figure out if it's real or not. But let me give you an example of sometimes I get information and I don't know what to do with it. Here's a perfect example. So Wednesday, a week ago, well, today is Wednesday. Yeah, so a week from a week ago, I got a report that there was a fire in Northwood, right? And I was like, fire in Northwood? I don't know nothing about that. This was literally, let me tell you what time of night this was now. Maybe like 9 something in the evening. And so I'm going, okay, well, if there's a fire, I'm going to hear about it. So this is how it works. I'm like, okay, sometimes I just wait. One person says something like a couple evenings ago, oh, we heard gunshots in West Bay. Well, that's possible to hear gunshots, I guess, anywhere these days. But I said, okay, let me just wait and see what else comes of it. Nobody else mentions it. Nobody else heard no gunshots. I'm like, I don't know that that's a reliable bit of information, right? But what I do know is Wednesday, someone messaged me and they said, there's a fire. And I'm thinking, okay. And I'm waiting. I am waiting to get more information. Now, sometimes I'm waiting and the information doesn't come. And this is actually a perfect example of that, to the point where I'm questioning if this fire even happened. I didn't get any photos. I didn't get any pictures. I didn't get anything about this. So I'm saying to myself, I don't think there was actually a fire until dun, dun, dun. So hold on now. Let me check my messages, because I got to tell y'all exactly how this went down, right? So the person messages me and says, fire in Northwood. And I'm like, don't know nothing about it. Not hear anything about it. Hold on, Northwood. Yeah. And I'm still waiting. I said, well, you don't have any pictures, any videos, nothing? Person's like, oh. So this was at 8:05, fire in Northwood subdivision, 5 fire trucks, 6 police cars, Hudson Drive blocked. And I'm like, okay, any pictures, any videos? House fire. Nothing. Okay. They come back Thursday morning. Any updates on the Northwood fire? And I'm like, oddly enough, I haven't gotten anything else. They said, I'll investigate. Nothing further. Now, in our CMR news group, somebody else did say to me that they also heard something about a fire and they wanted to know if I had heard anything. And I said, well, funny enough, someone did send me this. They're hearing that there's a house fire, not sure where. Are we aware of any? And so I sent them what I had received, but then I never heard a single word afterwards. So I'm thinking, is this true? Is this accurate? Was there a fire? Wasn't there a fire? What happened? Come to find out, there actually was a fire. So on Friday, 2 days later, I'm having lunch with some people. And then I find out that not only was there a fire, but I actually know the person. My mouth dropped open. I'm like, what? Lost everything. I said, oh my God, let me call. Let me see what we can get together for donations. We got to help. This is a Caymanian family. An 8-year-old child has lost their home. A hardworking Caymanian professional has lost her house. No reports from fire service, which they don't do the best job with reporting these things, right? So unless we it's an explosion and normally we get on top of it, sometimes then they're going to issue a report like, oh yeah, it was a gas explosion, whatever. The PR department for the fire, I don't even know if they have a communications person, honest to God, because they don't tend to report these things. I remember there was a fire down by Pedro. It's like the same thing. The police, fire service, they don't report it. And when you reach out to the police, they say, oh, it's not them, contact fire, because police does have a PR department. So yes, a week ago, there was a house fire in Northwood that, has left a family homeless. Their entire home just burned down because of an outdoor light, apparently, when those string lights or something sparked the fire, which is so wild. And you know what else was wild? They said that you know how they're always telling us to put foam in our house to help with the air conditioning? The foam actually contributed to how quickly the fire spread. And I'm thinking to myself, what? Does that mean that we don't have fire retardant foam? Like when you spray foam in your house, is there no such thing as fire retardant foam? Like concrete obviously is not probably the best conduit for fire, but apparently foam is. So that's scary too to think about. For those of us not me, who are building a house right now, thinking about foaming homes and whatever, you got to now think about, wow, how does that impact, if a fire starts, how does that impact how quickly the fire spreads? Let me say this. We got to get the fire department on here. We have to sit down and have an interview with them because there's so many safety protocols and things to think about. Thankfully, because of the time of night that it happened, the family was still awake. So everyone was able to get out of the house safely because they literally had 2 minutes. If they were asleep, they probably would have died from smoke inhalation at the very minimum. Where are the fire extinguishers in your house? This got me to thinking. Okay. Do you even have fire extinguishers in your house? How many Caymanians have homes and do not have a single fire extinguisher? You don't have fire alarms. Now, I think to get a house passed, I believe by planning, there is a requirement to have them. But most of them are battery operated. Batteries go out. Somebody was telling me recently, they're like, oh, I have one in my place, but I was cooking something that went off and I took it down and never put it back up. If you have propane appliances, you need to have gas detectors. Out by the grill, you need to have a fire extinguisher. There's actually these fire blankets. We have a few of them around here. We have one by our grill and one somewhere inside the kitchen, where if a cooking fire starts, these blankets are meant to throw on top of it and it outs it completely. So you got to make sure you have at your entrances and exits fire extinguishers. If you have a 4,000 square foot house, I don't know how many the law requires, but you should have a few in kind of like different areas of the house. If you have an outdoor grill, because a lot of outdoor grills, the house fire there in Pedro, That started because of an outside grill. So that little gas canister caused the fire, and it quickly spread to the house because, again, they had the whole, we call it lanai, and it just flared up, spread, and jumped. Fire can jump right onto the house. So make sure that you have fire extinguishers, you have the fire blankets, and you know how to use them. Because the other thing is, most of us, if you have it, you've never used it before, and you don't know what to do. When a fire starts, you're already panicking, then you're trying to read the instructions. So I think that we need to have PSAs on an ongoing basis, demonstrations. If you have a house fire, this is what you do. You can grab it, and electrical fires apparently are different and require different things than a cooking fire. We need some serious education around this, and it should be something that is done on an ongoing basis in the community. It's like the necessity to know CPR. How many of us know CPR? I haven't been certified in quite some time, but it's something that I should do. Having a defibrillator around, right? A lot of the public buildings now have them, but people don't know how to use them. They panic, they get confused, they don't know what to do. So these are some of the things, folks, that we need to do to keep ourselves safe, both in and out of the water. Now, I want to talk about this shark bite, barracuda bite. I don't know what bit the woman. And Jonathan implies that DOE, oh, thank you. Apparently they have said something, because Jonathan was saying they hadn't made a statement, but apparently we have something. So let me forward this to our news department, because I don't believe that this has actually been published. I think we only published the first story. So we're going to put this up here today, because part of what we do here at CMR is to help control the information, in the sense that, not control it, but ensuring that accurate information is out in the public purview, right? So if we don't know something, but we're hearing something, we'll say, oh, it's a rumor. Now, most of the times when you say that something is a rumor, that means that we might have it 85%, 90%, but there's that gray area, that 10% where we don't have all the details. Take, for example, when I posted the rumor about Miss Teen. I knew exactly what was going on. I knew that certain people were allegedly at the scene, lurking behind the building in their cars, and that the committee members were scared to death to even come out. So they were locked up in the boardroom. I know that 911 was called. I know that police cars went to the thing. I knew that the people were at the police station that night filing their reports against the family members of these wannabe Miss Teen contestants, or wannabe Miss Teen winners, whatever. So, yeah. But we don't have anything official from the Popo. So we're going to still say, rumor has it. Or we've heard on the mall road, on the literal mall road, that this is going down. But most times we know exactly what it is. May this young man rest in peace. Y'all, please just leave the young man alone. It's sad what happened to him. It's one of the perils of being in open water. As Duke says, open waters are unpredictable. Take your chances. What you do in the water, you also take your chances. Remember a couple of years ago, there was a kid who was like literally by the shoreline. He wasn't that far, and he got bit by something in the water. This was a couple of years back. Naturally, when we hear of a biting, we want to assume that it's a shark. I think if a shark can bite you, you'll probably really know that it's a shark bite, right? Miss Nola, good morning, says Sandy. This is their mentality. Negativity is better than positive. They will not see the truth, even if you spoon feed it to them. Their propaganda appetite is high. Oh, I like that, propaganda appetite. Damien says that a barra bite or strike, a razor blade slice. He goes on to say, yes, wearing a life vest, personal flotation device is strictly required by safety authorities and rental operators when riding a jet ski or personal watercraft in the Cayman Islands. Local marine enforcement, including the Cayman Islands Coast Guard and the RCIPS, mandates and heavily emphasizes wearing a properly fitted life jacket at all times while underway. Risa says, I think she's grieving and not able to accept his passing, no matter the circumstances. Might be best not to address any further comments from people on social media. But they seem to be encouraging the comments because remember I said to you that the brother had reached out to me? Funny enough, he actually messaged me again on the weekend to say, this is what he did. He sent this video and then made some comment about, oh, they're talking about you. And who was they? And talking about me what? So they're part and parcel of the propaganda. So may he rest in peace. That's all I can say now. So yes, the open sea, which one am I supposed to say? Sea or water or ocean? Oh God, don't call back, Jonathan. You said it's a sea, right? I use them interchangeably. I get Jonathan's point that technically they are different, but most people kind of use them to mean the same thing. So when I use it, consider it to be noticed now it's interchangeable, right? So this Barracuda situation. One second. DOE has issued something, and like I said, I didn't know, so we're going to update this. So they have issued a statement on the 14th of, it was updated on the 14th of August, where they say that they've now consulted 2 international marine species bite specialists. And after careful examination of the photos of the bite, both experts independently confirm that the recent fish bite was not caused by a shark, but was more likely from a barracuda. Okay, now she said she was in waist-high water, and she felt something, I guess, grab her foot or whatever, and was in a lot of pain. And so there you go. Really, really sad. Listen, I suppose there are all sorts of things in the water that could have done this. Likely suspect, shark or barracuda. 2 independent experts say it's a barracuda, then it's a barracuda as far as I'm concerned. I'm not here to promote anything against sharks. You see, sharks are an apex predator in the water, right? Although a whale, like the big whales, can take out a shark any day of the week. Sometimes they kill sharks for fun, not even they're not trying to eat them or hunt them, you know what I'm saying? They hunt them to keep their hunting skills intact. And we've actually seen National Geographic footage of this sort of thing. These so-called apex predators keep and maintain the proper balance in the ocean, the ecosystem. I'm no environmental expert, and I'm certainly no oceanographer. I'm no shark expert. That isn't, yeah. I watch National Geographic like the rest of you. I enjoy it. I try not to watch Shark Week because then I'd probably never get in the water. We have a natural fear. Well, I don't even know if it's natural, but we have a fear normally of things that we know that can kill us. Apex predators such as sharks. And they're always making movies of sharks and Jaws and this and that makes us even more scared. I think the chances of someone actually ever being bitten in their life by a shark, even people who spend a lot of time in the water, is extremely slim. I mean, extremely slim. Most of you don't need to worry about that. Even the chance of getting bitten by a barracuda are probably really, really slim as well. It happened to her. Now, it's making news and everybody's excited about it. Does that mean that we need to go out there and start culling sharks and killing sharks? No. Why is it that we always want to think that we can control Mother Nature? What is the purpose of us trying to kill anything in the water? Okay, we kill fish to eat it, and we're already throwing off the balance of that situation by overfishing. I think some things come in a little bit closer than we would be comfortable with, like this 18-foot tiger shark that likes to hang around in Cayman waters. I don't know what it's hanging around for, but it certainly doesn't help when we have people who are overfishing in our waters and actually taking away food from these predators. And when they don't have food, they keep looking for more food, and they come in closer and closer. And yes, so shark bites happen all over the world. Some areas of California, Hawaii, there's some areas that are, off the coast of Australia that are known to have like the big white sharks. Yeah, you definitely taking your chances with those. But how often does a shark bite happen? How concerned do you need to be about shark bites? Not really. I think you're probably still more likely to win the lottery than to get bitten by a shark. They're considered very, very rare occurrences. There's an actual database called the International Shark Attack File, and they recorded that worldwide, there was 65 confirmed unprovoked shark bites in 2025. Roughly one every 5 to 6 days somewhere in the world. The 5-year average is about 61 per year. It happens. They live in the ocean. You go in their territory, they might mistake you for a seal or an afternoon snack. So 9 out of the 65 unprovoked bites in 2025 were fatal. I think that's actually a pretty good statistic. That's not the majority. Let me tell you what percentage that is. That's not too bad. That is 13.85% of unprovoked shark bites in 2025, so roughly 1 in 7 was fatal. So you still got a pretty good chance of surviving it. Now you might lose a limb, I'm just saying, because sometimes they just take an arm and swim back off. We know here in the Cayman Islands, it is exceptionally unusual for people to have shark encounters. In fact, I'm trying to find any evidence of one. We have a researcher that was bitten by a juvenile tiger shark in Little Cayman on February the 6th. I think we reported on that of this year. Literally, that same research team had conducted annual surveys for 25 years, logged thousands of dives without a single incident. Right? Now, there's no recorded fatal shark attack in Cayman waters that we're aware of. If you know of one for a fact, then you can certainly illustrate, but we've not been able to find any through our research. Sometimes you'll have where someone's out spearfishing, sharks are attracted to the fish that's caught, and they're going to come and try and take it from you. That might cause an incident. That's why they don't recommend feeding sharks, because they don't want, the experts say that they don't want sharks to learn to associate divers with food, because that will increase the risk of problematic encounters. And here in this jurisdiction, shark feeding has been illegal since 2002. Mm-hmm. So the research and the evidence is that this current incident was a barracuda bite and not a shark bite. And so, I'm going to go with what the experts have to say. John Rover says, good morning, Auntie S. I got news for you. What's your WhatsApp number for the showcase? 324-1612-936-2626. Either one of those you can reach me on. Follow the CMR News channel, folks. Strong Wilt says, I live in Northward and I didn't hear anything about the fire. And I being home every day. I know. So sometimes in Cayman, these things, go on the radar, but yep, happened last week, Wednesday evening, around 8 o'clock. Now I know for a fact it happened. YouTuber says the life vest isn't just for people who can't swim. It's to assist persons in the event of difficulty. It preserves a life. It's like wearing your seatbelt, folks. Put it on. Even when you do things like Stingray City, wear your life vest. Everybody's like, oh, but I'm just in a little bit of water. I can still stand. Wear your life vest. Just put it on. Buenos dias, Miss Alba. Hi, Sherry-Ann. Jonathan laughing. I can't remember if it's a sea or an ocean. Morning, Richard. Richard says a shark would have taken the whole foot. Hello. They must have think the shark just nibbling to say, let me see if this one is seasoned correctly. And then I'll come back for a secondary bite. Yeah. The shark probably would have taken all of her, to be honest. Would have grabbed her and dragged her off. Hopefully that young lady will make a full recovery. I know it's got to be scary. Like, oh my God, I can't even imagine being bitten in the ocean. And just out of nowhere, and the pain and the confusion and the, oh my gosh. Big shout out to Joelle, the young man who stepped up and assisted her. So good. These things happen. I'm not really that fond of the sea or the ocean. And, I'm going to stay in land where I can kind of navigate a little bit better. Everybody's like, go and have a dip in the ocean. I'm like, okay. Did she have an anklet or something shiny on, says Damien? That's a good question. Because a lot of these fish, including barracuda, they're attracted to shiny objects. That's why they tell you when you go in, don't wear jewelry. Take your jewelry off. That's a valid question. I don't know. Yep. Barbara G says, I bought battery-powered fire alarms for renovation, but my electrician said they had to be hardwired, so I got the electric ones. My stupid tenants, I discovered, had taken out the batteries when we went off because of smoke from cooking. Can't win for losing sometimes. You see what I'm telling you? That's a problem. They do have some smart ones, by the way, Miss Barbara. I love a good tech find. And they have smart detectors that I think Nest makes one. There's a couple companies that make them. There's a company called Kid, and they do, I don't know if those are smart though, but I think they might be. They have a 10-year battery, and they do carbon monoxide and smoke detectors. I want to say the Nest ones even do more. And then they connect to your phone, which is good because if it detects anything, even like if you have tenants and stuff, it will notify you, right? The Ring company makes one that is a Smoke and CO listener as well. I think that we had done the Nest ones. I was asking Marlon about this the other day, because I couldn't remember. And, you install these things and then you forget about it. And this is part of the problem. You forget about it. And so it's like, oh, do we have detectors? And what brand are they and what are, you can't remember. So I think Ness is the one that we went with. And so they will also inform you if someone's tampering with the sensor, if it's unplugged, if the battery needs replaced, you'll get notifications on your phone. So all of that. So check out a smart, let me tell you which ones. I think they both have the smoke and carbon monoxide detector, but we got to sit down with our friends from Home Gas, because the thing with the gas detectors is you don't get up in this, because by the time that detects it, you dead. Okay. You need a detector, and we have one in the kitchen, because I know they'd mentioned this before. It is better to have it as close to the source, like right underneath your stove or whatever you have that's gas. So it should be low, right next to the source. Mm-hmm. Let me see here now. So we have, I feel like, so there's the Nest Protect, but apparently that's been discontinued. Oh, really? Snaps. Yeah, that's the one that we had. Oh, that one's discontinued. Yeah, I purchased those in 2024. Well, apparently they no longer make those. Oh, I don't think Marlene knew that. I'm going to send head of IT in her household this article so he can see that they've been discontinued, because now I don't know if the app is still working or how that works, but they've been discontinued. So now, according to Consumer Wirecutter, the top pick is the KIDDE, that's KIDDE, Smart Smoke Plus and Carbon Monoxide Alarm. And it can interconnect with many other non-smart KIDDE smoke alarms. Oh, I'm gonna have to get me some of these. Make sure these things are updated, honey chill. So that's the top pick. And it's not too expensive, $75. And it's compatible with Amazon Alexa, Google Home. And then they have the First Alert SC5. That's a smart smoke and CO alarm. And that works with Google Home. And then if you have Ring already, you can actually get the KIDDE Ring Smart Smoke and Carbon Monoxide. So that allows you to add it to an existing Ring security system, or as a standalone for adding professional monitoring. So I'm going to be looking at, I think for me, it's going to come down to, we do have Ring, but so it works as part of the Ring ecosystem. Yeah. So check out those options. I am certainly going to be sending this to Marlon so he can have a look. And yeah, I think we're going to do some upgrades. Now, if you have a new house, this is a question I have for you guys. Are you actually putting in the fire suppression, or is that only for commercial properties? You know, the little sprinkler system, that's only for commercial properties, right? Because there's different standard of things required from planning for commercial versus home. I think everybody should have the little fire sprinkler suppression system, if you ask me. But there you go. So this is the one that works with the Ring. And then you have the other one that basically will do Google Home, or what's the other one called that I just told you? Or Alexa. All right. Thank you so much, sir. Yep, he says the Ring one was disconnected. Everyone thinks they can swim until they get in the big bad ocean or sea. Swimming is a 3 to 3 foot river. Swimming in a 3 to 3 foot river is not the same. Follow the rules. It's on the jet ski. It's mandatory that a PFD is used. It plainly states, do not operate without a PFD. Oh, he actually points it out. It's right there on the jet ski, in fact, that they tell you this. Thank you so much. Good recommendation. I didn't know that it was actually on the jet ski. But this person points it out. He said, look, right this. Read the bottom. It will kill you if not respected, meaning the ocean or the sea. Honestly, the barracuda makes more sense. Sharks bite and rip, and a cuda cuts like a razor blade. You would not even feel it instantly. The nest ones are discontinued. And, Caymanians love their watercrafts, so please be careful. So Honeywell makes them too, as I have the Honeywell system. I have the home gas detector plugged in right next to the stove in my rental. Very good. Someone says, good morning. Back in the early 70s, Anthony Hawkins was bitten by a shark in the back. Thank God he survived, but lost the use of his arm. What? Wow. So that's the only shark bite that we can probably think of as unprovoked. I don't know if the researchers if that would be classified as unprovoked, but they were attracted to the food, obviously. But yes, I mean it's scary when we hear about these things, but yeah. Oh, my apologies about the Nolan Wells thing. Yeah, I've heard about it, but I haven't really. I follow the news out of the States, but probably not quite like, I don't have a lot of time to just sit down there and watch the news, believe it or not. But yes, that's the young man who went out with some of his Caucasian friends and went missing under rather suspicious circumstances. The name just wasn't ringing a bell. And I was like, did we cover this story? I thought it was something local. All right, in relation to the case involving the visitor who was bitten, says this person, get your facts about nurse sharks supposedly not having teeth. My research says that they do, despite some people confidently claiming otherwise on social media. I'm wondering if she may have been wearing an anklet or something shiny. Barracudas can be attracted to shiny or reflective objects because they may resemble the flash of fish scales. So that could also be a possibility. I do believe it was a barracuda. What is the question about nurse sharks? If nurse sharks supposedly do not have teeth? Hold on. Boy, some of these, I would have thought, don't all sharks have teeth? So nurse sharks absolutely have teeth. The idea circulating that nurse sharks don't have teeth is false. They have numerous small teeth arranged in rows. The Florida Museum species profile specifically describes their dentition and even provides an illustration of a nurse shark's teeth. Their teeth aren't the large triangular cutting teeth people typically picture when thinking about sharks, but a nurse shark can certainly inflict a significant bite. Let's see if we can find teeth of a nurse shark, conservation, habitat, distinguishing characteristics, biology. Where are the teeth? Okay, let me ask it to show me some teeth. All right, I'll get you a little sample there, but apparently the answer is yes. Nurse sharks do have teeth. Okay, let me see here now. Sandra, reports have been made. What is this? A lineup at DMS White House building for Canadian visa. The line is extremely long for yesterday. It's interesting to note. Sandra, reporters should check it out. Why? Why is it newsworthy there's a line at the Canadian embassy? Are all the Canadians leaving? Only then would I really care. Why is it newsworthy? Are people going to Canada? I need to understand. A long line is not necessarily in and of itself newsworthy. I got to know more about why. I mean, Okay. Oh, they have the embassy now in the DMS White House building. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Lord of mercy, Sandy. I'm so ashamed. Keep me anonymous, please. This is another TikTok again. Lord of mercy. Yeah, when they created TikTok, this might have been the worst invention yet. Seriously. And these people don't have nothing else to do, I'm telling you. Yes, under Cayman's current port regulations, the operator of a jet ski or wave runner is legally required to wear a life preserver while operating it. Regulation 84 specifically states the requirement. So this is interesting. It says the operator of a jet ski boat or wave runner, and every person on a boat propelled solely by sail shall wear a life preserver, and a boat propelled solely by sail shall carry at least one pocket mirror. And when they say operator, that doesn't really say commercial operator. I'm assuming that it is all operators in the general sense of the word, meaning if you go out there and jump on a jet ski, you must have on a life vest. Good morning, Sandy. Whatever happened to the government's proposed law in respect to fishing permits? Oh, I don't know. I will inquire. Hold on a second. Ministry, that would be Kathy's ministry, Minister Kathy Wilkes. I believe, because environment falls under that ministry. So let me try to figure that one out for you. Yes, if you're riding a jet ski, you're the operator. Yes, I figured it meant operator in that sense. Good morning. Okay, honey child. A few more comments coming in here. So takeaway today, the water can kill. Be safe out there. Don't mess around with it. Number 2, please, somebody says, good morning. People act like sharks avoid our waters because it's the Cayman Islands. God help us. Check your certain safety things at home, including your smoke detectors, and make sure they're all operational. Have fire extinguishers, fire blankets, know how to use them. Consider doing a CPR course. You know, health and safety. Good morning, Sandy. If he was going with full speed and got licked off the jet ski, the lick could have knocked him out and could have drowned too. I know a man from the US swimming Olympics team that drowned years ago. So to say because someone can swim and they can't drown is not the case. Heard he liked to show off his stunts, but the requirement for operating boats is to wear safety equipment. But then people in Jamaica believe that doggy paddling is swimming, honey child. They said it appears to be a barracuda bite, but still looking into it. The young lady spoke to the Compass. I was wondering, was she wearing an anklet? Did the Compass ask that question of her? Because, of course, a lot of us recognize that that could be a problem. So don't wear jewelry when you go in the ocean. Abby says a local witness statement from a young yellow jack confirmed that it was an accidental biting by a barracuda during a frenzy. Damien says, good thing we don't actually have caimans here. Miss Shannon, good morning, says people are so ignorant. We don't own the ocean or the sea. We need to respect nature and be mindful of our safety, period. It's not complicated. Auntie, you need to check out if that shark has a work permit to be in the... Y'all are so naughty, Strong Will. By the way, Strong, I saw where Mary blocked you from her page. Oh, y'all can't behave yourselves, can you? Damien says plane crashes kill more people a year than sharks do. Exactly. And I don't see y'all talking about culling planes. or refusing to fly for that matter. Most of you still flying with a degree of, frequency. And even that is very rare, to be honest. You know what I was thinking about the other day? Remember Dr. Ironstone recently passed away? I think he has flown the most miles, and I stand to be corrected, than anyone outside of being a pilot on Cayman Airways. Every single weekend for at least 20 years, that man got on a flight and left Cayman to go visit his family. Boy, he was dedicated. I don't think he missed a single weekend. Friday, he was gone because a lot of times I would catch him on the return flight on the side. So they should name one of the seats in business class after him. Because boy, I tell you what, that man, and I understand he just flew. He always paid for the upgrade and everything. He spent some serious time sitting on that Cayman Airways flight on the plane. We can responsibly call the Barracuda and send them to East End to the fish fry. We can help them out. Wait a minute now. Barracudas, are those the ones that are poisonous? I'm trying to remember. Those are the ones that you take your chances. That's barra, right? So you take your chances eating them too. Ooh, honey child. I don't know about that. I don't want no barra poisoning. No, sir. I hear that is like the worst kind of poisoning ever. People years later with barracuda poisoning still like, oh God. Jonathan said that would make sense, particularly if there was a schooling up of Jack Sprat along the beach. Morning, Johan. Oh, Johan, I have some custard cake for you. I made some last night. My husband was requesting it for some of his coworkers. He said they had a bite and they're like, oh, they need more. I said, okay, honey, chill. They only try to feed lionfish to sharks in Little Cayman so they can adapt into the food chain. I don't think they should be feeding them anything. Make them go find their own food way out. Good morning. Miss Joyce Ann said she didn't hear about the fire either. It was so unfortunate, but we're trying to help the family out. And they have been receiving some assistance. I dipped into my shoes. Marlon is so happy. You have enough shoes to open up a shoe store? Not really, Marlon. But I did have enough shoes to make a good donation. And they were all brand new because, I don't know. You buy a pair of shoes and you think you're going to wear it, then you don't wear it. Don't ask. Don't stress me out about shoes, okay? I should be a professional shopper. I think in another life, that's what I want to be. Anthony says, if shark feeding is illegal, why doesn't DOE prosecute Tuca in East End for feeding sharks by their dock? Selective prosecution. Are they actually feeding sharks, or they claim they're feeding something else? I will certainly ask the question because yes, it's illegal since what did I say? 2022 or 2002? One of them years there. So to answer the question, fishing regulations are still being worked on with legislative drafting. We'll do a follow-up on timing. So there you go. Oh, is that a little barracuda there? Yeah, they're like really long ones, right? Not even a good looking fish, but boy, they got some nasty looking teeth on them. Mm-hmm. Morning. Yes, or sparkly swimsuits. You have to test barra before eating it. Even people who've tested it, you're still taking chances. Because they're like, oh, well, the ants didn't die, and you still get food poisoning. All right, let me see here now. Yeah, I don't think there's anything extraordinary going on at the, let me just see. I don't think there's anything extraordinary going on at the embassy. I think it's just an embassy. So sometimes they have a long line. A very good friend who shall remain nameless this morning Says, I agree with Marlon about the shoes. Look at it this way. If I hadn't been shoe shopping, I wouldn't have had enough shoes to donate. So that's a good thing, right? It's so funny because I realized that I had 2 of the same pair of shoes. Have you ever done that before? Where you've bought it? It's happened to me. Miss Stacy claims I do it all the time. I don't think it happens that frequently, but I know before I've bought the same pants more than once, and I bought tops that are the same pattern but slightly different design. And I'm just like, it's weird because when I'm purchasing it, I'm not like, oh, I have this already. When I go to add it to the closet, I'm like, oh, this is already here. So I had 2 tennis shoes that were, although to be fair, one was a wide width and one wasn't. So there was a slight distinction, but they were the exact same design. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, that is so funny. All righty, Michelle. So there's some people who are reaching out in relation to like school uniforms. They don't have, school uniforms or anything. They don't have the money. I had a single parent reach out yesterday saying that she needed school uniforms for 2 kids and she doesn't make enough money. So I'm going to try to help out with this one family. But I also think that you guys, you know that school is going to be restarting from when they get out. So try to plan ahead as well. Yeah. Ms. Joy Sand says, I love the sea and nature. Yep. And the sea loves you too. The ocean or sea is good for you. The salt water is good for you. Go take a dip in that. It cleans out your sinuses and it's all good. Ms. Gwen says, we want to congratulate Tayon Goff on School Pass. We are proud of him. Yep. Congrats to all of the kids who are doing so well. Thank you, Ms. Gwendolyn. Keep it up with those. BLM will have a whole new meaning in short order. I don't even know what you're talking about, Jonathan. Damien says, yes, installing a fire suppression or sprinkler system in a residential home is allowed in the Cayman Islands. However, any installed system must comply with the building code and relevant standards, such as NFPA guidelines. And major plumbing or structural integrations generally require permits and inspections through the Department of Planning and the Building Control Unit. I feel like all homes should have that, but there you go. George says Anthony had a string of fish while spearfishing and the blood attracted the sharks. Oh, when he got bitten. Oh. Yeah, like I said, most sharks are not. I mean, the evidence proven that we are not that attractive to sharks, generally speaking. So that's why when they make these movies where like the shark is hunting you and it's like, oh, I'm going to get you, human. And the shark is outthinking you and it's like alligator versus shark. I mean, it's for entertainment purposes, but then people get it in their head that this is what sharks are doing. Most shark encounters are quite accidental. And most of them happen in, they think you're a seal. Like it happens in areas where there's like a lot of presence of seals and stuff like that. Now, yes, if a dead body's in the ocean and a shark is going to get a free meal that it doesn't have to do much work for, what do you think the shark going to do? Of course the shark is going to jump on that. Some sharks be like, oh, lunch that I don't have to work for. Hello. Miss Ann says, Sandy, me too. Shopping is my favorite thing to do. Morning, sweet Peachy. How you doing? One other quick thing before we're going to end on time today, because I do have a Zoom call this morning at 11 o'clock. I did not know that there was a hurricane that hit Hawaii. Anybody else knew this? This just goes to show how out of touch I am with the news. For someone who's in the news business, I need to keep up. 2 days ago, there was a Hurricane Lala hitting Hawaii with flash floods and strong winds. And it did a significant degree of damage, apparently, that it says it's going to take months for them to recover from. 100 homes swept away after Hurricane Lala lashes Hawaii. does Hawaii normally get hurricanes? I hardly hear of hurricanes in Hawaii, but anyway, this one, it was hit by flash flood, mudslide, and swept away homes as it skirted the Big Island, leaving one person dead in a car accident. More than 100 properties were uprooted from their foundation on Big Island. Oh, it's actually called Big Island. I thought it was saying the Big Island. And I was thinking, which one's the Big Island? Okay. Big Island is the name of it. Their governor, Josh Green, said that there amazingly did not seem to have been any wider loss of life. So Hurricane Lala, 91 miles, was packing 91 miles per hour. That's so wild. Thankfully, and we're still not at the height of hurricane season yet. We still got time to go. So I don't want to over celebrate and, these late storms. But this year, we've actually had a downgrading of the number of storms that are expected. Did you guys see that? I think we reported on that last week. So no major storms have really come our way yet. Things have been relatively quiet. And trust me, we are happy for it to remain that way. Okay? So, yes, if you follow our news channel, we did report that the hurricane experts the hurricane experts are actually have adjusted their predictions for the year. So HSM is suing an employee? What? Oh my gosh, I'm just reading my own news going, oh my goodness, I didn't know this. I can see though that I need to get Renee some updated photos of HSM. I will send her one because I'm sure I have one of their buildings. Now that I have a good view of certain areas, like a good aerial view in town, I got some nice pictures of some of the surrounding buildings and stuff. So I know I have one here I can send her. Let me just think what else. Yep. I think is this HSM? All right, I'm going to send her a picture because she can update this with an actual photo of the building. So they're suing an employee? Well, that's unusual. Oh, it's a salary advance. They want their money back. Mess with them. Yes, sir. All right. I smell something. Is that Miss Stacy roasting breadfruit again? My sinuses are a little bit congested, but I smell something. Typhoon or hurricane? Well, they said Hurricane Lala. I mean, they call it hurricane, so I don't know. Marshall says, yeah, they nearly missed a direct hit. Oh, wow. That's wild. And they have an active volcano. Well, we should be thankful. I know, Strong Will sees these are the last days, honey child. All kinds of things are happening. I believe that. I mean, not that it's necessarily the last days, but I believe that all sorts of things are happening. Okay. All right, let me just see here now. Okay. Let me just see. I say Zeus has been quiet as a house mouse today. He's sleeping, child. He's like, I'm not business with y'all today, talking about sharks, because I'm not going in the ocean. Did you buy these? I don't recall installing them, but I think they were we had the Nest. See, Marlon doesn't even, that one is discontinued now. All right, Marlon doesn't even remember what we bought. Oh, the Cayman under 14 national team and the DR is playing football as we speak and winning against Dominica 2-1. These young men are giving this their all. They've been playing some amazing football over the past few days. Oh, what? Wonderful. Congrats. This is good. I'm going to go check it out. Hold on. Let me click on the YouTube link. I'll share the YouTube link here. The thing is, sometimes if we play these things, we end up getting blocked. So I'm not going to play it in the thing, but I'll share the feed with you guys so that you can go watch it. It's on YouTube. So there's the link. Go and have a look. The Cayman team is actually winning. Good for them. So someone says Canada only has a consulate here, not an embassy. Didn't know it that it moved. Thank you. Oh. And don't be teasing again about that breadfruit. This person says you deserve as many shoes as you want, doubles or not. Let me know about donations and what is needed. Clothes, shoes, furniture, etc. I think nurse sharks are more docile. OMG, hurricane was a major event in Hawaii. I'm days late on that one. This year is a super El Nino and weather is crazy from now until November, from what I've read. I need to see if Mary is home because she better come get pieces of custard bread before it's gone. Thank you for the birthday greeting. Appreciate it. Let me see here. Any updates on the drama with Raymond Singh and his son, Lord Jesus? He keeps emailing people. So yesterday, the judge's secretary said to stop emailing them. And Mario Rankin told him last night to remove him from the email chain as well. So it still continues. Oh, look at them little barracuda teeth. Oh my God. Now that would hurt. Somebody sent me a picture. Look, check out the teeth on this barracuda. Lord God, they have nasty looking little teeth. Ooh, that'll, oh yeah, look yeah. Oh yeah, that would hurt. No, honey child, we're not playing around with no barracudas. Look at how sharp those teeth are. And it's like they have teeth inside of teeth. Like you see some a little bit further in the mouth. Like they got a front row. And then those, oh no, yeah. Oh, that must have hurt her. I'm so sorry, young lady, that this thing bit you. Oh my gosh. They call it the tiger of the sea, the barracuda? Oh no, no bueno. Apparently it's in the White House, the DMS building, right across from the Genesis building. So yes, I'm still here, I guess. And Grando House and Warfeed, the tarpons, but the nurse sharks have realized that they can get a free meal, and more have been coming in and now associating humans with a free meal. Bought the same dress twice, shoes and tops. It's not, yes. From 2024 to 2026, there have only been 4 recorded shark attacks, no fatalities. Oh, Cayman just scored again, 3-1. Look at that. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh my goodness, sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. So if you're traveling to the States, folks, be careful with the food. There are some airborne things going around, and there's food pathogens and food poisoning and all sorts of stuff. So just be careful. Like I said, I know I got food poisoning myself. Whew, rough. Rough. Uh-huh. All right. Let me just have a look and see if there's anything else that we're missing before we wrap up this morning. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Honey child. Okay, I got some bills to pay, so let me get online and do that. I have to try and do it in batches now, child, because I'll be trying to pay bills and it's like you do one, it don't make no sense. So I am going to go online before my 11 o'clock meeting and get some bills paid. Oh yeah, I gotta pay a CUC bill today. I don't want them disconnecting me, child. Lordy. Let me tell you now. Let me check this account. Let me see what kind of money we got. Do we have money to pay all of our bills today or some of our bills today? Oh yeah. We got money. Woohoo. Do. Woohoo. Nice. Love it. That's my radio money. To pay for all of my radio station stuff. We got money in the bank. All right. On that note, I'm gonna pay bills. I shall talk to y'all later. Pay your bills, jail. Today we're paying CUC. We need to clear off an air conditioning bill. And what other bills we got? We got a lot of smaller bills to pay, catering bills, all kind of stuff, y'all. Oh, we work to pay bills. But still so thankful that we can even work to pay bills, right? Barracuda had nothing on what a wahoo's teeth will do to you. With a wahoo, their teeth are so sharp, you sometimes don't even know you've been cut until you see the blood flowing. Lord have mercy. That's a delayed response in terms of pain. All right. Thank you, Andrew. Yes, everybody have a blessed Wednesday. Have a good day today. We'll be back tomorrow morning, God's willing. I was trying to remember if I had anything on for tomorrow. I don't think so. Nothing special. Tomorrow. Nope. Nothing. It's extra special. So we'll do this just the usual, catching up in the news. Maybe we'll do court cases tomorrow. We haven't done court cases in a while. Get caught up on some of that. And then, yeah, I think that's a good, this is a nice picture of HSM. We can use this one for the news story. All right. So you guys have a beautiful day. See you tomorrow morning. Be good. Don't drink and drive. Put on your life jacket if you're going out in any personal watercrafts, including boats, jet skis, anything in the water. Please be careful out there. And remember, the fish and the sharks and everything else own the water, not you. Okay? So if you go in their territory, you might get nibbled on. You might get a cut. It doesn't happen that frequently. You know, let's not get up in arms about it. Y'all are going to be just fine. Have a blessed day.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.